Neverthere is a real play Dungeons & Dragons podcast wherein Bruce, that's me, Tanner, and Will try to make dumb jokes and a compelling story. Some of the content within will not be for children, but if that doesn't bother you, then here's what happened on the last episode of Neverthere.
I will offer you a bit of a boon, if you will. Magical prowess, but in return for a favor.
I don't have much experience, but I do know that favors can be kind of a big deal.
Like I said, I don't like it, but I'll go along with it.
Luckily nearby, right off the road, you do see a cabin.
I punch the door.
You come in and kick doors? That is what you... that's not knocking. Do you know how doors work?
All right, well, let's go then.
We're specifically looking for the Leyland ruins.
I'll be so good at taking you through sprinter runs.
You are currently getting closer to who you now can certainly tell are the Blackhold Collective. The Onyx Company is out here.
What kind of signal would you like to use?
Just say alcohol.
Nice, I got a bit of alcohol in here. We'll share it.
Donk.
You can see there are some jars that seem to have some organic looking material inside them. They're relatively small inside this kind of blue goop, which looks familiar to you, Six.
Professor Malcott, I presume.
Right, well, you see that is on a need-to-know basis, and you
I think we
don't
need to know.
So he's how far from me?
He's probably cleared another 10 feet.
Cool, I rage and swing.
Wait, what? Hold on, wait. Hold
all
on.
right.
And as I do so, I say, well, Six, it looks like he's our guy.
Inside the tower, you went up a couple flights, and now you found a guy working on some stuff. You got his name. It was Professor Argo Malcott, and he's like, the hell? And you're like, we're the new guards. And he's like, cool. Why do you sound familiar? And now he's walking forward, and I need you to roll initiative.
Nice. Let's go.
I already swung.
You did. You're going to get a surprise round.
Okay, all right. Cool.
Yeah. You still got to roll initiative, but like, surprise.
He rolled a nat 20.
Surprise!
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, I rolled a 10.
I rolled an 18.
Oh, okay. So, Archie, you've taken your great axe and you're taking just a straight swing at this dude, this middle-aged guy, scholarly
Don't
type.
act like he's defenseless.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're swinging at him, and he realizes it, but not quickly enough to stop you from doing anything. So go ahead and roll that attack, please, sir.
Does a 17 hit?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's just a dude.
Just a
Archie's
guy.
like, fuck this guy.
I hope he is just a dude, because then he's going to be a dead dude. All right, 5 damage.
5 damage, okay. You take your great axe, and Argo realizes it's coming just too late, and you slice him across his fine scholarly robes, causing it to breach and showing some skin. You've made contact and done a little bit of damage to this middle-aged scholar who's just trying to research in a tower, man.
This would make me thinking he's not just a middle-aged scholar trying to research.
Of course he's not.
Wait, is
he's
he
a bad
bleeding
guy.
From his
I know,
because
because I'm a bad guy.
Okay.
You know, he's
not
like,
bloody,
he's not
but he's
bloodied, but he has
Bro,
blood.
I cut
He's got
him.
more than
He
10
has been cut.
HP. Dude is... Okay, we'll see. Let's go.
I have more than 10 HP. I have 5 times that, and I'm only level
That's
2.
what I'm saying. Well,
Jesus Christ.
No
really?
way you do not have 50 HP.
No, 5 times the damage.
Oh,
Five
25
times
makes
the
more
damage.
sense. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, how the
was
fuck
really
have you
worried.
cheated, Bruce?
No, if I max, I'm pretty close to max.
I
My
was-
max would be.
I was about to
26.
like stealthily start adding HP to this guy.
No.
Just kidding.
My
kidding.
yeah.
I wouldn't do that.
28. 28 would be my max at level 2.
Oh, nice. All right, so you're just 3 off. That's cool. Okay, so Argo will stop his approach towards 6, and you can see him start muttering and moving his hands about, and this magic begins to manifest around him. This sort of crystalline magic shield appears, and he readies himself to continue.
Oh, I
fighting.
raged, so technically he took 7 damage. Sorry.
Okay, that happens, and then the thing that I just described happens. He casts Mage Armor. Let's go.
Not much for getting killed by somebody's experiments, eh?
He, a sideways smirk appears on his face. All right, it's now Archie's turn.
Oh, he just put up a magic shield. Is he still within melee range?
Yeah, he did not leave.
Okay, cool. I reserve my turn to attack if it appears as if he is doing something offensive, as in a hurt that will hurt
Yeah,
me
like
or
he
6.
farts or something. I got it.
Yep, agreed.
Yeah, exactly. I can't take
If
that
he
kind of mental
farts,
stress.
I don't want that on my whatever 6 has to smell. I don't think it's a nose.
Olfactory sensory chip.
Yep, that one.
Cool. All right, so you've reserved your action.
Yeah, he's got some whimsical bullshit surrounding him. I'm a bad guy, but I'm not a stupid bad
It's
guy.
canonical that 6 can tell what you ate for the last 3 days from your farts. So
It's not.
Yep.
So Archie, Archie, you reserved
It
it.
is now.
You've reserved an attack action to when he does
Yes,
something offensive to either of you. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Then now we move on to 6. 6, what do?
So, am I an experiment?
He'll look over to you and raise an eyebrow and cock his head and say, well, we could have. It's too late for conversation now.
I'm offended. I swear. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Totally kidding. But I had to say it. It was a great joke.
Well, to be fair to my partner Archie, and I know this is probably, I'm just going to use
More
talking
than 6
as
seconds.
Yeah, I'm going to use my talking as my action. I don't know if I want to swing on this guy, so I'm going to use a bonus. I'm going to talk as an action. Is that okay?
Go ahead. Concisely say what you want to say, and I'll allow it.
My friend Archie knows that we know that the people came from this place now because your guards released robots into. Okay, this is more than 6 seconds.
It really is. I'm just gonna
All
let
right,
you
fuck
keep
it.
going.
I can't-
And
no.
so is he. He's letting you keep going.
Okay.
And that was, you called it. That was your action. So go
Okay.
ahead and finish what you wanted to say.
So, we know that the robots released in Leyland came from here because of
Yeah, and
your
as you
two
finish that
guards.
statement, a blast of cold air erupts from his raised hands as he whispers another spell, and you are
swing.
smashed. Okay,
There you go.
by a cone of cold. Both of these things happen simultaneously. Go ahead and give me the attack roll.
Oh, and another total of 17.
Yeah, that'll hit.
10 damage.
Cool. Okay, so I need both of you to make a Constitution saving throw,
Hey,
please.
Constitution, I'm good at.
Okay, what are your rolls?
I got a 16.
Oh, very nice.
I
Okay.
haven't rolled yet. Hold on. Constitution save. That's a 15. 15.
Very nice. Both of you save.
Nice.
So you will take 17 damage.
What?
17, baby.
No, seems about right. Spells hit hard.
Spells hit hard, bro.
Even like level 2 like Cone of Cold hits pretty fucking hard in 5e. So.
All right. And then he will look over at 2 of you and say, oh, I woke me right up. How are you feeling?
I swing.
Okay.
It is his turn. Not great,
is-
if
it
I'm
is
being
Archie's
honest.
turn.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. Hell yeah, man. Smack him, dead him.
26 damage.
Ooh, that's nice. Nice. All right,
Yeah.
so
Well, I feel just fine, mate.
you bring back your axe and you sweep it across the floor, making sparks come off it as it scrapes against the stone. You come up and cut into his side. You can see that it does a very deep gash in his left side, and he's looking bloodied at this point. He is a bit winded, kind of looking at the damage that you've done, and tries to rebolster himself to regain some of his confidence. But that is where that stands. Can you do anything else?
Hey, Six, it'd be good if I could use a little bit of your assistance right about now.
Don't worry, I've got it. All right. So Six is gonna. This did not go the way I'd planned. I kind of wanted to talk to you, but I understand the situation we're in. I channel divinity and give 10 hit points to Archie, and I'm also going to use healing word on Archie.
Okay.
And then I'm going to run away.
Okay, all right.
Because I have very little hit points. So 10 points goes to Archie. That's how much your max HP is 25, right? So I can give you all 10.
24.
Okay, well I can give you all 10. So healing word is 1d4 plus 1 plus my spell casting modifier plus 5. So you get another 10 hit points. So I just healed you 20 hit points.
Cool. So
Nice.
I'm back at,
And then
I'm back
and then
at full.
Six is gonna use all of his movement to get, let's just say, 30 feet away from that guy.
30 feet away. So this room, I never got the chance to describe this room, so I'll give you a little bit more imagery of what you can do in here. The room is 40 by 40 with 2 shuttered windows that are closed, 1 exit down the stairs. There's the Bunsen burner set up with various powders and liquids on the table behind Argo, and quite a few large unlit lamps hang on the walls between various. They kind of seem like they could be Warforged parts, but not fully constructed at this point. But that's what you're working with. So if you're going to try and go down the exit or get farthest away, you can go into an opposite corner. But right now, everyone's kind of in the center of the room. The best way to get farther away is going to be down the stairs.
And just for the people listening, just so we're all on the same boat, we're saying that we took a short rest, even though we never officially announced it, because
Yeah, when you leveled up, I mean, Saint Sebastian, the aura of Saint Sebastian
got it.
filled you with
Gotcha.
health.
We never announced the short rest. I just didn't want people to be confused because I used my channel divinity in the last battle, but I get it back at a short rest. So we're good.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, it's his turn. I guess I move to where the stairs are. I move out into the stairs.
So that's only about 15 feet away from you. If you want to go down the stairs, you can.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down the stairs and I'm gonna play like lookout, and I say, Archie, I got you back. I swear, I'm not running away. But I also know there's people coming down from down here, so I'm watching out.
Sure thing, bruv.
What people? Okay.
We know there's people behind us, like Strickland and them.
Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. Fuck. Okay. Yeah. Thanks. Okay. Then we are back to the top of the order with Argo. He will look over himself and look back up at you, Archie, and ask, so it seems as if we have both proven a little bit of poise in this situation. What do you say we do talk? Him down there, but you seem to make the decisions.
Well, mate, here's the problem. I'm perfectly fine now, and you're not. So here's what we're going to do. You're not going to do any funny waggling with your fingers or any funny whispering, or I'm going to cleave your head clean off your shoulders. If you can agree to that, yeah, sure, we can have a bit of a discussion.
What's your immunities during rage?
Slashing, bludgeoning.
It's not immunities,
Piercing.
it's just resistances.
Resistance.
Yeah, just basically to the physical stuff.
He's trying to figure out how he can fuck my world, so.
He is 100%.
Oh,
Look at his face.
yeah, he
Look at
has-
his dumb face.
Straight up.
Look at his stupid face. He's doing it.
Will's trying to egg the DM on to kill me. hear that? He's trying to insult him.
Okay. Let's go. All right. So Argo will look at you. You can see this glow start to come from his eyes as he begins whispering.
Smack.
It's not your turn.
I said I'm going to cleave his head off. He talked.
Yeah, but
You talked.
I was very lenient with the talking so far. Okay, this is what happens. He does talk, and you do listen as he says, "Sit and wait." And I need you to roll. Give me a wisdom saving throw.
I sit.
Okay. you sit and you wait. And he looks down at you and he nods without making any sort of dickish comments like at first popped into my head. That's not him. And he will begin walking towards the stairs. His hands he will bring down to his side and he says, "Hello, Six."
Hello.
Now, you see,
How'd you know my name?
I know a great many things about you, Six. And you seem to have found yourself in some interesting company. And he'll gesture back over to
Oh, Archie?
Archie.
He's very nice. He's my friend.
Good. It's good to find friends when you're different.
I'm different?
Oh, wait, how long is it supposed to last? 8 hours. We're good.
Okay.
He's counting down seconds.
Yeah, I was. You're real lucky that's 8 hours. That's all I got to say.
Oh,
That was funny to watch. Bruce was sitting there counting with his fingers. Oh, that's great. Okay, anyways, go ahead.
Archie was also doing that. He's still doing it because he doesn't know how long it's lasting.
it's nice. Yeah, you said it's good to make friends. You responded with some stuff. Look, I'm certain that you have a fair number of questions, but I'm not certain that now is the time to answer them. Because you see, you've sort of put me in a bit of a predicament that I'm guessing the guards down at the bottom floor are dispatched of.
I bonked one on the head with my mace.
Does he still breathe?
Yes.
Oh, that's nice. Very good. It is good
I
to
like
avoid
humans.
death,
I try not to kill them.
but
when
you
I
do try to
can.
interrupt them. Yeah, okay.
Yes. Wait,
That
what were you
hasn't
saying?
changed.
What's going on?
What? Okay. Right. Listen, do you think we can trust your friend to keep a cool hand in this matter?
Oh, absolutely not.
Nope.
You can certainly talk. I mean, he did say wait,
Not a
but, like,
fucking chance, you old bastard. I
Yeah.
don't know why I got Scottish there at the end. Not a fucking chance, you old bastard.
He's definitely my favorite human that I've met so far, but not cool-headed is not one of his traits.
Right. So, listen, there are a fair number of things that could be done at this juncture. I could completely end both of you very.
I'd rather
handily.
you not do that.
I'd rather I not do that at this point, too. You're too precious to me, Six.
Here's a question. If you were precious to him, why was your head in a fucking bag? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and do you know Brother Gansel? Trying to find him. He brought my head.
All right, so which question do you want me to answer first?
Brother Gansel.
Brother Gansel. Brother Gansel's a fucking thief.
Oh,
Next question.
Sounds likely for the man over here making explosive robots to kill town people.
They don't explode.
Notice how he didn't avoid to kill townspeople.
Oh shit! I fixated on the one part. No, they also weren't. They did not kill anyone, did they?
They sure as hell tried.
They did not, because they also didn't injure any townsfolk. Now, if anyone tried to stop them from doing what they were doing, then
Father Dale
that's
definitely
another
is a
story.
townsfolk.
And they definitely injured him.
Definitely.
Ah,
And they definitely destroyed his forge that I had to
Definitely.
save him from.
Absolutely.
ah. All right. Well, that was a little unplanned. I haven't really gotten the soul fusion correctly centered
Though,
in the unit yet.
Well, what would those? You use two words in conjunction that doesn't make sense. Soul and fusion.
Yes, it's when you fuse a soul to it. You have forgotten so much.
Uh-oh. I didn't know what else to say there. What? I guess. Can explain?
I would honestly love to explain more, but I'm certain that there's something to be said about information overload, Six. And based on what we've done in the past,
We?
you and I,
Whoa. Do I get any memories from that?
you get a flashback. You're a baby.
I can assure you, this is my first time meeting you.
I can assure you it's not. There are a fair number of things that I would like us to discuss and figure out. Listen, I am... He snaps his fingers and you can feel you're freed from the suggestion, Archie. I'm going to trust that you're not going to come up and fucking whack me again with an axe. Ow, by the way. Because we have a lot of pressing things to discuss.
Depends on what you do next.
I'm going to calmly walk over to my desk and take a look at some things.
All right, then. The axe stays for now.
Great.
I'm watching you.
Well, I wouldn't... We've been talking. I don't expect you to actually look in any other direction.
I look down the stairs.
That also hasn't changed. ADHD is just a fucking thing across all spectrums, I suppose. And he begins walking over to the desk and unraveling a few scrolls. You can see him looking through some parchments, and some of these scrolls catch your eyes as he's looking at it, and both of you can see these. There are like maps with lines of multicolors, like these magical lines stringing across them, and what looks like to be glowing runes on these same things. There's like a few scrolls that have these scripts that you don't recognize. And then he ends up coming to one particular scroll that he pushes aside for a moment and then does a double take as he's looking at it. And he looks back at both of you and says, have either of you noticed anything odd, very odd on your way here?
You know, mate, I got out of the clink about 5 days ago, and everything I've seen is odd.
Right, but I mean like in this
Maybe-
direct...
Ooh, Ranji?
What's a Ranji?
Ranji's
There's a
odd.
goblin who can guide you through the splinter lens.
No, not the... No, it wouldn't be a
I mean,
goblin.
your robots getting...
They're not robots.
Your
They are-
whatever getting brutalized by guardsmen in a town because they are attacking townsfolk.
Those didn't have souls.
I've never seen the earth quite move like it did in the Splinterlands. But that's my first time to the Splinterlands.
That was quite a quake, but wait. He begins flipping very quickly through some of his other scrolls, and he lands on a map, and you can see this purple line coming down that's arcing across it, but you aren't close enough to see what it's doing, and he is tracing this line with his eyes, and you can begin to see beads of sweat appear on his brow.
Well, we're waiting.
What? Your heart rate is increased, and you got water coming from your forehead.
All right, you're correct on both accounts. You don't have a heart rate monitor.
I definitely
We never
do.
got there.
It's a fucking cannon
It's
now.
not. It's not. You don't.
Also, I can
I
tell that
promise.
you have soiled yourself. What's happening? Beans?
No, that was me, Axe. That had nothing to do with what he's reading right now.
beans
I have
and
not
burritos.
defecated or urinated inside my clothing. I am quite
And you drink
bloody.
a lot of
if you vodka.
No, that's me
sorry.
you smell. not him.
Alcohols.
I'm 15 years sober.
Oh, it must be Archie. Archie, gross.
I just said it was me, not him. Can we move forward now?
There is something making its way here. And you can see like color starts to pour from his face as he seems to get more worried.
I know that's not me fault. You're not losing that much blood.
No, wait. He starts flinging some of his vials and stuff around, and he pulls out a red vial, pops the cork up, and knocks it back. And you can see, like, his wounds beginning to coagulate some. That's a bit better. Look, all right, there is something coming. And, well, shit, it might not be coming here. We could be okay. And then you can see the lanterns on the wall begin to glow with this faint purple light. And he says, "Oh, fuck. No, that's the vicinity alarm." And they begin to get brighter and brighter. And he says, that's not right. Something with that power shouldn't. Unless he begins to trace his finger back across the parchment that he's looking at. And if you two got closer, you can see it's a map. And you can see that there's a faint line trailing from his finger, but the brightest point is getting ever closer to looks like the location of the Leyland ruins. And he traces his finger all the way back to the end of the faint line, which begins at the closest mountain range. And he says, "Something comes from the Veil Break with great haste."
Wait, the Veil Break Mountains, that's not where we were. Is that the opposite
Veil
direction?
Break Mountains are to the east.
To the further east. Okay. It's like further into the continent. Okay. So where we came from was Wound Hole, which is on the western.
Yeah, that's a canyon. And those are the mountains.
Yeah, got it.
All right, so you got a fancy, colorful map that lights up and says things are coming. What does that mean?
It means two things. One, something that I'm uncertain of what it is, which is wild, is on its way here. It could have been the massive tremors that have traced across the Splinterlands that we haven't had in decades. But I don't know how that could have gotten something, called something from the Veil Break. That makes no sense.
What's in the Veil Break?
Mountain dwarves? I don't know. It's right on the edge of basically no man's land, and then to farther east is Ema Vest, the land of the desert elves. So there's not much that I know of in the Veil Break Mountains other than mountains.
Should we run?
At the speed that it's going, I don't believe that running is an option. I believe we must prepare to defend ourselves.
Well, using my canonical heart rate meter, I can tell that you are serious.
Roll for heart monitor.
Oh my gosh.
That's a 16 on dice. What do I add to it?
Nothing. You certainly think you have a heart rate monitor.
Okay. Maybe we should go out to greet it.
That. Well, I suppose there's no better thing to do.
I can tell you that there's also. Are you aware of the Black Hole Collective?
Yeah, they're fucking assholes.
They're almost here.
Oh,
You know what? Just for that, I'm sorry I hit you with my axe, because they are assholes.
yeah, like everyone knows that. But okay,
I heal him. I use cure wounds on him.
okay, you heal up the last bits of him. You can see his wounds, basically the blood coagulating and not continue to drip. He looks better.
That's 2 of my spell slots, but I think that I want to see. I'm hoping this guy's on our side. He seems like it.
Look, I think we abandon all things here and make our way down. If you'd like to greet this, how powerful is it? And the purple lights on the walls get brighter and brighter until the glass around them breaks. That's not normal. That's a very bad
That's not
sign.
normal.
And he begins to hurriedly walk down the stairs.
Can I look at the line on the map again before I walk down?
You see a lot of faint traces of lines. As a matter of fact, you can see a very, very faint line coming from the direction that you came in, across the Splinterlands, beneath the wound.
Well, I know. How close is that one? Does it look like they're going to arrive at about the same time?
No, it looks like that's already here.
Oh, was that our line? Are you saying that's our line, or
Just
is it?
it's a single line.
Okay,
No, no.
all right. Well, that's fine.
Roll Arcana. You can roll Arcana.
That's a 10 on dice plus 2. 12.
I mean, across this map, you do see a lot of faint lines kind of moving. Most of them are just dots, really, in little sections. But yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna look around the area before I get downstairs and see if there's anything I can use as a improvised explosive device.
There's a lot of liquids and powders on the table he was working on next to the Bunsen burner setup.
Okay, while he's looking for that, I do before I get off this map. Is there any other really bright lines, or is this the like biggest, brightest like bullshit line?
The purple line is the absolute brightest thing on the map, and you can tell where it is, and it's getting really close at this point. By the edge of it being the brightest, the point of it that is near Leyland Ruins. There's a few other bright. Not nearly as bright, but brighter than most other things off in the region of Imaves between the two mountain ranges on the map. And a few larger, but not brighter lights off far to the east.
I begin to collect random things.
Okay, go ahead and roll. What would you roll for just trying to put together some things that you think might explode?
I was going to say, I assume that we just wait until I used them and just rolled and see if something beneficial or negative happened.
So you start just pouring stuff in a single glass container, and like all this stuff begins to swirl together, these powders and liquids, and you have this one nice large corkable vial of
cool.
liquids. All right, cool.
Something here's got to explode.
Yeah. Well, Rangy's got explosives downstairs.
That's right.
So, yeah, that's what you're able to put together. That's what you're able to see on the map. Professor Malcott has gone downstairs. You can hear him, his shoes clicking against the stairs as he continues to descend.
Yeah, I'm going to follow.
Okay.
Come on, Six, let's get out of here.
I don't see a better course of action. I follow as well.
Okay. All right, the two of you with your improvised liquid bomb head downstairs, and you meet up. You eventually catch up to Professor Malcott down at the bottom next to the entrance. He is looking around frantically and trying to see if anything's on the horizon to the east. And as the three of you look out in that direction, you can see this. It almost looks like smoke, but it's strange in that everything that's in it doesn't seem to be obscured by the smoke, but just seems to not exist when it's engulfed by this sort of inky moving substance. And it stretches across a decent distance. You probably think the better part of 100 yards wide off in the distance. And it sort of undulates, and it's approaching at a rapid speed, which is kind of hard to tell based on its mass, but you can just see it getting larger and larger, and you're thinking it's because it's getting closer and not wider.
I'll go. Is that the thing?
That is something I have never seen, but it must be.
Well, before whatever that is gets here, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate our interaction today?
You've taken forms and done it into this from your personality. Thank God, I guess we know now that personality doesn't change between the transference. Fantastic.
Oh, you knew me before this. Was I a fan of forms? Because I do like forms.
Yes, it was incredibly annoying. Everything was a checklist off form of, this is not the time. That thing, which is now kind of formed into this much smaller but pinpointed mass that is just coming at you incredibly quickly. And Argo begins like weaving his hands together. You see forming like a fireball in between his fingers. We must throw. Here's the problem with incredibly powerful entities. It could be good. It really could be. But why is it coming here this quickly?
What is it? What's it after?
That's a good question. I've got no clue.
So, hold on. Quick summary. There's a large, powerful entity blistering toward us, and you were researching it, but you have no idea what it actually does.
I'm researching things like him. I'm building this. And he points at 6.
All right, then why do you know what this thing is or had a map for it?
I've just got a. I've come from the college, and yes, there are spells that have been cast on that map for years and years to be able to trace particular powerful entities as a sign of warning, and it's attached to those lights to go ding ding, get the hell out of here before something comes and kills you.
All right, then one second. Hold on. I go look for Ranji.
Okay, you go look. Yeah, Ranji's remember, he's on the edge of town. You could trace your way back to him. It's going to take you 10 minutes to get there and back.
I didn't realize it was that far.
Well, 10 minutes total, so it wouldn't be 20 minutes total. But yeah, it'll take you like 5 minutes to get on the edge of town.
What if I run?
If you're going at breakneck speed, trying to get to the edge of it, you could probably cut it down in half the time. So you could probably make it in 5 minutes there and back.
But that thing is going to be here within 5 minutes, more than likely, is the way it looks. If we can already see it and it's coming that fast, that's my guess.
No idea, but we're going to try it because I need something that goes boom, and I don't know if this does.
Okay. Go ahead. You take off, and
I don't even explain myself.
Malcott goes, "What? That's so much for character, I suppose."
I'm sure he has a plan. He would not abandon me. We're best friends.
You haven't even known him for more than a day.
Best friends.
All right, so another check off the list. The concept of friendship apparently is rewritable.
So, does that mean that Archie and myself are not powerful enough to show up on your map? You would have been warned of our presence.
I would have been... I'm warned. The lights warn me to look at the map to try and see the things that are powerful coming in my direction.
So we don't set off the lights. Damn it.
No, I'm sorry.
One day I will set off the light.
Like yes, I mean, I knew where you were. You were on the map.
Really?
Well, I have to have a tracker on you. It would have only made sense till Gansel came in. It's fine. Look.
I have so many questions.
I will answer them after we take care of this. And he points off in the distance, and this thing is now probably a quarter of a mile away as it is barreling towards you. It seems to be like a wave undulating over itself, crashing down. You can't see anything behind it, so you don't know what effect it's taken on the land. And now we'll go to Archie, who has gotten to the end of town, and you can see there Ranji is winding up in a cartoonish fashion his arm with a bomb as the Blackhold Collective is now using the time of stillness across the Splinterlands to make their way closer and closer.
Ranji, don't throw that!
What? But you said, only right there.
I know, disregard, don't do it. I'm still running. Disregard, don't do it!
Okay. You make your way up to him, and he's like, you look so disappointed.
Don't worry, we'll throw it at something bigger. I just grab him. I just like a small child under the arm. And
here is it.
That's it. I want to hit B. It's fizzing. I can kill fizzing.
So
look at the big block thing. That's what we're going to hit.
Go ahead and give me a strength contest.
Okay. So it's strength save?
He's just, you can give me athletics.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's a strength contest, so just roll strength and add your proficiency.
Okay, well, I got a 19 on the dice, so.
Oh, yeah. No, you pick him up with ease. And it's like, I'm trying to break into his voice while still talking with mine. He instantly goes limp. like a cat does when it doesn't want to be picked up. And he's like,
I could have hit him. He could have gone boom. Well, okay, the area around him could have gone boom, because you said don't hit him. Don't hit directly. Just make it so they fall to their death.
Well, you added that last part on there, but sure, it'll be okay. Trust me. Just hold on.
You promise I can hit something with bomb?
I absolutely do.
Fuck yeah.
We'll go back over to 6. Look, if there is anything you want to know, I can explain once we're free of whatever this is. Now, with as bright as the line was and what it was doing to the lights, it's going to take all of us to try and stop it. If we were to flee, Wait. They could be attracted to something Why would an entity of that power want something that I've been working on? It makes no sense. There's only a few people that know that I'm doing this, and none of them that I know of could have control over something like that, especially not coming from that location.
Honestly, I am more confused now than I have ever been, and I was a head in a bag.
I had a whole body for you. It was...
Really?
Yes.
Is it here?
Yes. Well...
Can I have it?
No.
Damn it.
Yes, it isn't. It's not, sadly. It's actually still back at the college. It's back in Casterhaven. I wish I had it. It would have come in handy.
If I go to Casterhaven, I get a nice body?
Yes, if we make it out of this, Yes, you must come back with me to Casterhaven. If we make it out of this, we'll be able to go back to the way things were and solve everything and figure it out.
Only if my best friend Archie can come as well.
Fine, I don't care. The more protection we have while moving across, the better. And he does kind of seem the criminal sort. Is he going to make it through guard checkpoints?
Oh, probably not.
Right. Well, I can handle that. That's fine. And then you look off in the horizon. This thing is very close. At this distance, once again, you cannot see anything. The trees and the ridges and the hills that it passes by, you cannot see into. But it doesn't look like it's smoke obscuring these things. It just looks like these things just aren't there anymore. And by this point, Archie is almost back to you.
From your perspective, is the whole thing the entity, or is something creating this smoke? I can't tell.
That's a very astute question. Go ahead and roll perception.
It's a 14 on dice plus 5 perception, baby. 19.
Okay. As you look into this thing, it moves organically. The parts of it that seem to be moving like smoke,
organic looking. The smoke is moving like it looks like it's not really smoke the closer it gets or something.
Well, no, it seems to like be moving as one entity, right? Like it's not like smoke moving off it. It seems to be this one thing moving over the hills organically, like, like it has a mind and a movement and a motion to it. It has weight behind it and intent.
It is sentient.
Seems that way.
Or appears to be sentient.
Yeah. I explained that to Argo, and I said, at this moment, I would suggest that we ran, but I don't think that's going to help.
Oh, we're not
probably
outrunning
fucked.
that thing. 100%. But if we do happen to make it out of it, we can pick up where we left off. It will be a beautiful thing, Six.
You never answered my question. On a scale of 1 to 10.
And now you start to hear it. This thing moving is the end of sound. Silence washes over from that direction. And it's just this eerie lack of wind or anything as it moves in this direction. And Archie, you make it back with the little goblin in your arm. And Ranji is still, he's holding this bomb in his hands, and he looks off to the east and sees this thing, and his eyes go wide, and you can feel him tense up. And all of you are standing there, facing this thing that is barreling towards you. I'm not going to ask you for any sort of initiative. I just want to know what you're going to do.
I set Ranji down, and I say... See this big vial? I'm gonna throw it. You throw your bomb afterward.
I throw bomb. You throw bomb. I throw bomb.
Exactly, Ranji.
Okay, that one explode too?
Probably.
Good enough, I guess.
All right.
Oh God, what can I do? All right, I'm just going to cast Guiding Bolt on it at the same time they're doing this. I'm just gonna use Guiding Bolt.
So you're preparing Guiding Bolt. You can see that Argo is forming a fireball in his hands. You think it's going to be the spell Fireball? You're welcome.
Because it's a fireball.
I specifically would like to cast Guiding Bolt before they throw the bomb, actually, because it gives them advantage on attack rolls.
Okay.
On the very
You'll
next
have to let them
attack
know
rolls.
that.
Let me go first. That's what I say. How about that?
All right, go.
Okay. As this thing approaches, because you were looking so intently at it before Six, you can see almost a humanoid figure for a split, brief moment appear right at the front of it, and then it's engulfed by the rest of it.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and roll your guiding bolt attacks, because I'm assuming that's an attack roll.
It is, and that's a 14.
14. All right. Yeah, this thing is pretty big. So you send a guiding bolt straight down at it. It pierces about where you saw the figure in it, and you can see the guiding bolt become swallowed by the entity as it starts to slow a little bit on its approach. But you release that, and it hits.
Does it get any effect? Do I need to roll damage?
You don't know, but go ahead and roll damage.
Okay, I'm gonna roll damage.
So when we say silence, are we talking like a silent room, or are we talking like
Yeah,
middle
like
of
an
nowhere?
incredibly.
It just snowed kind of silent.
Oh well, okay, no, it's like the absence. So like, yeah, like sound doesn't project from it. So yeah, like a completely enclosed, soundproof room.
So
Okay.
I actually did 18 damage to it, and if it has any effect on anything, then Bruce would get advantage on his throw here to hit it.
Okay, it did go into it. It did, air quotes, hit it. So yeah, everyone else can roll stuff at advantage.
Cool, because otherwise I would have rolled one.
Okay.
Yes. And the bomb lands. He whiffs and it lands
it'd
at our
be,
feet.
I guess like a 19 to hit.
So you hurl your modified liquid bomb explosive.
Whatever the fuck
hopefully,
it is. Yeah. Hopefully.
As you throw it, Argo looks up and goes, "What the fuck was that?" And it sails towards this thing. And then right after you throw, Ranji hurls his little bomb off at it. And Argo is sitting there. He continues to form his fireball as it gets larger and larger, preparing to launch it out. As you throw this, you can see that it's a perfect arch towards it. And Ranji's bomb is flying closer and closer right behind it. And Ranji says,
This be big boom.
and it explodes right behind yours, and yours shatters, and you can see this multicolored mist fly out and then ignite forward. As soon as it does, Argo sends out his fireball, and all of this multicolored flame is split and then gets pulled in behind the fireball in towards this thing, and you don't see any indication of the light from it after it reaches in. This thing continues towards you, and before it's about 30 feet from in front of you, you hear off to the side the yells of Strickland, who is just pissed. You can see he's got some pieces of his armor off, still picking a few spiders off of him, and he says, "You pieces of shit caused us to almost fall in. Skinner is more pissed than I am, and what the fuck are you doing?"
Not to be rude, but it's not really the time.
I completely ignore it. I'm just watching this thing, see if it helped.
Okay. once all these things went in, you can see it starts to kind of shift and change its direction. It's going back and forth, kind of like the head of a snake slowly moving forward. It's engulfing parts of the ruins now, and is very close. You feel as it stops that it senses you and somehow rears back this inky blackness and lurches towards all of you. Strickland, amidst his yelling, finally looks over and sees this mass coming, and his eyes go wide, and he stops himself. I need all of you, as this thing barrels towards you, to roll me a dexterity save to try and dive out of the way.
I'm dead.
Oh, thank heavens. I get advantage on that.
Nice.
Does it happen to be poison?
No. What do you got?
Non-natural 20.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure I'm dead. 4.
4. Okay. As this thing is barreling towards you, you can see the bit of it up front come to a point. At this point, you can kind of see the trail behind it. You can see that it does come to an end. It's not just this endless black mass. What's happened to the stuff behind it as you dive over, Archie? You can see that the landscape is untouched. There is the hills and the trees and everything off in the distance still remain. So whatever sort of silence effect has happened seems to be located only in it. You are able to move out of the way, as is Ranji. However, 6, as you attempt to move, something inside you, something catches. It's a relatively nuisance to you at this moment. It is fear. And this thing crashes into you.
Before it does, I look at Archie and says, "This should be interesting."
And then
I'm trying to figure out. I'm really trying to figure out what this would be, because Archie's a criminal, but he's not a coward. So I don't know if he would dive out of the way. That's the only thing.
I mean, it's a barreling black mass coming towards you. It's just
No, you're absolutely. It's like instinctive.
It's
You're
like a
fight or
wave.
flight.
I agree. That's what I thought,
yeah,
but I'm just like.
And in that same moment, Professor Argo Malcott is also caught, and this thing crashes into him. And then instantly, Archie, a thought crosses your mind and says, why did I come here alone? What was I supposed to find in the tower? And why am I looking at this thing? You look over to your side at the goblin thinking, I came by myself across the Splinterlands to find something that some guy in a town was like, I'll give you some money for, and now you're just here with a goblin. Was this a smart move?
Hey, what was your name again?
Ranji?
You remember Ranji.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You have no recollection of Professor Argo Malcott or 6.
What?
So the only things that you're looking at right now are the goblin beside you, who is your bomb-throwing buddy, Strickland and the Onyx Company, and their guide across the Splinterlands who you hate, and this entity in front of you that is undulating and twisting and seems to be its mass turning to face you. What thought goes through your head?
I'm not a hero. I shouldn't have played a hero, and I should have left the fucking cleric to die in his workshop.
And as you say that, this thing comes barreling towards you. The only thing that you can do as it winds off in front of you, you think maybe in this moment you can save the goblin next to you.
I'd kick Ranji out of the way.
All right, you basically rear back your foot and boom, Spartan kick Ranji out of the way, basically back beyond one of the rubble walls in the direction of the Onyx Company.
I adjust my coat afterward as I stare this thing in the face.
Okay. Without any fear, this thing rushes into you, and then it's nothing.
Wait, it got Archie too?
You got Archie too.
Oh, right. Nice campaign, guys. I'll see y'all next time.
We're level 2, and it's a massive entity. What makes you think I'm going to get away from it?
Yeah. Luckily, I rolled another character. I'm happy to introduce Sasha Grey. Wait, hold on.
The porn star?
Is that a fucking porn star? No. Why did I come up with that name? Why is that?
What
the
were
name
you
that I
doing today,
came up
bud?
with? No.
You're
Is
spanking
really a
that
porn
monkey.
star?
Yeah, dude.
It probably is. Oh, that sounds like such a porn star name too. Jesus Christ. That's cut.
No, it's not. No, it's not. You leave that shit in, son.
Suck it.
It's for your wife to listen to.
Oh, get wrecked, kid.
But then,
God.
then our
Of all fucking names, I could have done a
just,
normal name.
yeah.
like
why
Mia-
wouldn't you come up with something like
Mia,
D&D related, like Johnny Sins or something?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I could have done so many names. Like I can't think of any other porn star name right now.
Yeah, I can list quite a few. You ready to go? Let's go. Okay. Yeah. So you two feel this cold rush, this sort of dread as everything you know is ripped away from you. You can't feel the ground beneath your feet. You cannot feel your extremities. Your heart rate seems to not exist. You feel unnatural, and your senses are tossed around in this sort of undulating motion, ebbing and flowing like the waves as you're in this. It's not darkness, it is nothingness. It is the expanse of the universe where things forgotten tend to just drift away into nothingness. And then you can hear something off in the distance, something that maybe if you tried hard enough, you could get closer to. It's the sound of waves gently washing along a shore. Just a slow motion of small white caps as they crest across sand. You can follow it, or you can drift away.
Yeah, I guess I'll go towards the sound.
Okay?
I mean, I'd like to follow it. I'm curious. It's very curious. Hello, dear listener. It's me again, Will, aka the voice of Six, and I'm here to thank you for listening to episode 5 of our very first campaign, The Neverthere. If you want to find out more about the world of Yset and the continent of Lear, you can find a bunch of nerdy world building info at netherrealm.com. Our next episode will be released on Monday, September the 26th. I'd like to take this opportunity to tell you
What do you think you're doing? You're doing that without me. I told you not to do this without me.
Oh, Archie, I thought you were away.
What, you think I'm stupid? I'll show you the difference between dogs and wolves. You don't get out of my face. Now, for my brothers, loves, and doves out there, this is Archie. We all know who you came to hear. And if you could go to the review section of the streaming service in which you are listening to and rate my wonderful performance, that would be perfect. And if you don't, I'll be doling out another lesson about wolves and dogs.
The two of you do your best to pull some semblance of movement together without any sense other than this sound, this emotion that you feel trying to find something. And you edge closer and closer to the sound of the waves. And eventually, as the nothingness begins to dissipate, it turns into this sort of dreary gray. The sky is this, looks like it's about to rain. That sort of feeling where the clouds are slowly rolling in and you eventually can't see the sunlight anymore. And you can eventually see the source of the waves, and then you realize that your bodies are here standing on top of water. The waves are just the slow motion of the water. There is no wind here, but
Do we
it's just,
see anyone else?
no, it is just this gray.
So we can't even see each other.
Oh, you can see each other, and you can see Professor Malcott actually is here as well. He got caught. You're just in this endless expanse of waves and gray sky, or water and gray sky.
Can we see ourselves as well? Like if I look.
Yeah. You're aware of your body. You can see. You feel not. You don't feel normal just because of the place that you're in, but like you can do what. You
Yeah.
normally
I just wanted, because you were saying it was like nothingness. I just wanted to make sure like we're not just some floating consciousness.
No.
Right?
As you reach the waves and you know this area, you've basically come to consciousness in this area after being away.
I check. I adjust my coat again.
It's completely fine, and actually, any damage that you might have taken recently is not there.
Oh,
Whoa,
okay, cool. So
okay,
then
cool.
the things that the Glicks or the Gricks did to my coat is also fixed?
Yeah, you not only do you not
Nice.
not feel like exhausted or tired, you don't really feel any sense of tiredness.
Did I get all my spell slots back?
You don't know.
I look down at that golden symbol or whatever that.
That is still there. That is still there.
Okay.
Yeah, as you try and get a sense of like your spell slots and stuff, your spells, your magical abilities, 6, you don't really feel like there's any sort of connection to magic. You just feel like you're just here. You're just here. You don't really feel like any connection to any sort of energy. Like if you were hungry before, you're not now. If you were out of breath or exhausted before, you certainly aren't now. You actually, just are here. You're just here.
Is my axe also just here?
Yeah, your axe is everything that you were carrying is also
Cool.
just here.
I take that out because this is fucking weird.
Yeah, you take it out.
All right, I guess I try to talk to everybody then. Can
What
I
do you
talk?
say? What do you say?
Okay. I told you that would be interesting.
I mean, it's actually a little bit blind if you truly wish to describe it.
This is very bland. If you're into the kind of endless ocean gray sky landscape, then I suppose it's not so bad.
Sometimes bland can be interesting.
When?
Right
Now?
now, I suppose.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all right. No, you got me there. Through all of my knowledge, I have no knowledge of this.
So we're standing on water.
You're standing on water.
I bend down and I try to put my hand through the water.
Yeah, it goes down into it. And as you're looking down into the water, you can see what looks to be figures of people. Elves, orcs, halflings, dwarves, just floating beneath the waves, unaware of your presence.
Hey, gentlemen, have you tried looking down recently?
Yeah.
I guess I do
Argo
that.
will. Okay. Yeah, you can see the same thing.
Question outside of game. Bruce completely forgot who we were, and now he seemingly knows who we are.
Correct.
Okay, I just
correct him.
wanted to.
Yes.
Okay,
Do I remember?
Yeah,
Forgetting.
so I guess I should say this. Archie, you remember both Six and Professor Argo Malcott once you see them again. You remember the moments before you were taken or engulfed or whatever has happened. And you can remember like the split second of not remembering them.
You guys know who I am, right?
You're my best friend, Archie. Archibald Theodore Cromwell.
So apparently the effect only happens on the outside of whatever the hell this is.
What effect?
Well, when you two were taken for a split second, I forgot your complete existence.
Oh,
That is interesting.
was there any like what happened?
You were taken, or whatever. And I sort of had an existential moment about why I was sitting in dirt next to a goblin. With a giant black inky mass about to consume me. It's kind of odd. Don't much think about things like that.
Argo, his face is stoic as he peers off into the distance, clearly thinking, trying to piece together what's happened here. As you do look down beneath the waves again, these figures don't take any... There's no indication that they see you. You can even see some of their eyes are open, peering upwards. But they kind of are just floating. Seems there's some currents down there. There are some that are drifting lower than the others. Just people beneath the waves. And you can reach down, but if you try to reach, it doesn't seem like you could ever reach any of them.
Gotcha. So my hand will go under the water, but it seems like they are just very, very far away.
I mean, they're not... They're both... They just seem unreachable, right? Like, it's this weird feeling of, they could be close based on, proximity and size. But, like, they just seem unreachable.
Gotcha. Okay. So it's like they're always just out of reach, basically.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. I gotcha.
Yeah. So, yeah, Professor Malcott's looking off into the distance. And then... You hear this voice, and it sounds like stones rubbing across each other. It's not really like a human voice or a humanoid voice, like something organic. Just these scraping noises that seem to be deep and still making words, understandable words.
Sound familiar?
It does not sound familiar. You know what? Let me say what it's going to say, and then I'll let you know how that feels.
Okay.
You hear the voice say,
"Interlopers in the drift, you should not be here yet."
And you see a shadow begin to take form nearby. This one, unlike the thing that engulfed you outside, does seem to be purely shadow. Something that you can see. It's partially transparent. Something about this humanoid figure fills you with this existential dread, and yet you feel as if you know them. Like they're a dear friend that you just haven't met yet.
Well, if we weren't supposed to be here yet, then why did you drag us in here?
That was not me.
What is your name?
It laughs, and this again, the grating of this sort of stone sound, it is very unnatural. It says,
All shall come to know me in their time. I am they, charged with the final task. When the last life across all universes sinks beneath the drift, my task will be complete, and I shall rest.
Nice to meet you, they.
I know what you are.
Oh, yes?
Yeah. You're death, aren't you?
I am known by that in quite a few universes. Yes.
That explains why we're not supposed to be here.
you can feel this, like you can sense this figure is nodding. And it begins to walk closer.
So how did the three of us leave?
No one has ever escaped the drift. Why should you be any different?
That's a good point. I don't know that I'm special, but I would like to leave. I still haven't found out my whole story yet.
Everyone is special. You are special. And most people don't know the end of their own story.
Wait, if everyone is special, how am I then special?
It chuckles again.
That's a question that I think you must answer for yourself. In time, if you are to drift off to another plane of existence.
And it continues to walk closer.
Should we hit him?
I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting to see what Argo does too, because he's here. So
Argo does finally, after staring at this being for a minute listening, if it is not yet our time, then why can't we go? And Death will respond.
That is a good question. But if I were to let you go, or if there were to be a way out, that could be the end of the mortal realm. It could destroy the balance of everything.
okay, Archie's gonna squint at Death, and he's just gonna be like, "You know, mate, I've been living my entire life on borrowed time. I think I'll keep doing that. I think I'll go find a way out of here."
If there were to be a way out, where would you begin looking?
This laugh echoes throughout the area.
I would begin looking inside yourself. Or I suppose myself were I to be in your shoes.
I open up my panels.
Okay.
Start digging around in there.
You open your panels and a few chess pieces fall out.
Chess?
Oh, I have heard those stories in other universes. I do not play games.
If I win, you let me out.
No.
It's worth a shot.
You said he's walking towards us, right?
Yep, slowly walking towards you. He's probably about 20 feet away.
All right, Six sits down and starts thinking.
Okay.
Archie starts walking towards Death,
Okay,
or the embodiment of Death.
as you walk forward, you are currently Argo is currently between you and Death, and you can see his hands flicking behind him and the sparks of something fluttering up in his hands behind his back.
Oh, he can do whatever he wants. That's fine. As I'm walking towards Death, I just say, Archie just says, "I lived my entire life not knowing if I'd see my next meal on my next day. It's not going to change now. I'm not afraid of you. I never was."
And you shouldn't be. I don't know where this thing came from that you should be afraid of death. I am a friend escorting you to the next plane. That is all. I don't take life. I just usher one life to another form.
Can I roll an insight and see if I can understand, what he meant by looking inside myself?
Yeah, go ahead. Roll insight.
9 plus 2.
No,
Nope, 9 plus 5. 14.
Okay. What you gather from that is, he wasn't talking about escape. He was talking about leaving, and leaving this place doesn't necessarily have to mean going back to where you came from. It could be to go on to whatever the next thing is.
So, resistance is futile. We can't escape. there is no point in fighting you, I would assume.
There is never a point in fighting the end.
And as Death says this, Argo shouts a spell, and he will spread his fingers out in front of him. You can just see these arcs of flame going towards Death as Argo runs at it. And he passes by you, Archie, and looks back and says, I'll hold him back as long as I can. Escape and find Cantelli. Fuck Gansel, find Cantelli. And Death will raise its arms and grasp with Argo, seemingly in some sort of struggle with him, as much as you think Death might struggle with a living being.
Well, it's clear direction. I take off running in the opposite direction of Death.
Okay. Yep.
Let's
you're
go.
able-
Archie, we're not done.
He just kind of turns around with his hands up like he doesn't know what the fuck's going on, because it's just endless glass any direction. And he,
Is there a wall that I can see?
right? It's just endless glass. It's just water reflecting clouds. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just endless glass.
Yep. You could stay. That is a choice that you could make.
If there is an end, I'm gonna find it. Thank you for this kindness, Argo.
Why are you still talking? Fucking run!
I'm saying that as I'm running.
Okay.
I speak perfectly because I'm not winded. I'm a
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
robot.
Yeah, well, and you don't feel winded even if you could in here. So
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why. Like, I'm trying to figure out why Archie would feel like in any way, shape, or form worried right now, because he literally has lived his entire life on borrowed time. So it's like,
okay.
I don't know that he would run. That's the
I
thing. It's
can't
like,
do this alone, Archie. Come. I'm like 60 feet away at this point.
Yeah. This is entirely a decision that you can make. You could stay and see what happens, and you could try and fight Death. You can do whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do.
Fucking
gonna-
Bruce.
Dude, I'm sorry. Like, I gotta be
Dude,
true
I
to my
love it.
character.
It's cool. I'm just waiting to see how Tanner keeps you. Okay.
Waiting to see how Tanner flings me out of this world. Yeah, no. I don't want to make it hard, but like it's really like I
you're not.
Do it.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
do what
I'm
you
not
wanna do.
trying to dissuade you.
Like,
I just think
straight
it's
up- all
hilarious.
right, okay, I gotta think for a second.
If from our first time actually playing when I started DMing, and you just completely fucking sacrificing a character because of the primeval that was attached to it, I don't expect you to run from jack shit, my dude.
Okay, all right, cool. I just want to make sure I'm not like screwing. it up.
No. You can, like, if you feel if Six saying that to you makes Archie want to try and escape, then that's fine. If you want to try and fight Death, that's fine. If you want to just watch the inevitable happen, as Argo tries to hold off fucking the universal form of Death, then that's fine too. But again,
He's
like
fucking it?
fighting off.
You say
What?
yeah, the way you say it.
Okay.
He's fighting off fucking the word. Like, the way,
Fighting off
you
fucking
said
fucking-
it
He's
sounded
gonna
like he was
give it to
fucking
Death, let me tell you.
Him and Death about to get it on.
Speaking of Sasha Grey.
Jesus Christ. I'm so mad that I said that name of all names. I was just trying to think of a name, and I came up with Sasha, and I was like, what goes after Sasha? Oh, Gray. Fuck me, right?
Okay, so here we go. This will be good. All right, I got it. I know it's good. He points his. He's gonna kind of point his axe out at Death, and he's just gonna say, "I spent my whole life running from you. Every day, every second, not knowing if you were close on my heels or far away, or if I die in the warmth of a nice home in front of a nice hearth, or out in the cold gutters of the street. I'm done running. If you're gonna get me, you're gonna get me. So be it." And he turns and he just starts walking away.
Okay. Yeah, you start walking across the waters, and you don't look back. You can feel the presence of Death and the struggle that another living being, well, maybe living being, is having. But you feel no chase, and you walk in the same direction as Six. Six, as you're running away, you don't feel any sort of cowardice or anything by doing this. It is the natural course of life to try and escape death, to continue living. And what are your thoughts? Like, what in your mind would you seek in a place like this? Would you seek refuge? Would you seek some sort of door, a portal, a gate? Would you seek someone who might know something here? There's plenty of people or beings floating beneath the waves. What would you seek here to help you?
I think that he has a pretty one-track mind. The only thing on his mind is Cantelli. So
Okay.
Cantelli somehow in here, he would look, how he would just do that. But really what he's searching for, and the way he thinks he's going to find his way out, is he's just going to find the edge of this thing and burst through it. That's what kind of like the glass is just going to appear in front of him. He just rams into it. That's why he's running full speed.
Okay. Give me a straight D20 roll. Nothing added, just a D20.
13.
All right. You continue running, and as you have the thought of finding the edge, your foot connects with a step, and you find that after a few more steps of your own, you are ascending, and this building is before you that really wasn't there before. It didn't just appear, it just seems as if it was, and now you are climbing the stairs, and now you can take a moment. You can either stop and try and take in what it is, or you can continue ascending.
Stop and look to see if Archie's following me, because I haven't, felt him running beside me or anything.
Yeah, as you look back, Archie is actually not that far behind. Even though it was quite a few moments for him to make his decision and slowly walk, and you were running it at a sprint, he's not that far behind at all. And in the distance, you don't see either the entity of death or Professor Argo Melcott. So yeah, that's what you see of Archie. And as you take in that moment to look back, you turn back in front of you. It's this large white stone building with massive columns holding up the roof up front. It seems to be made of this marble. Everything is polished and smooth, and it doesn't seem to be on any land, nor does it really seem to be floating. The waves slowly and gently crash against its sides. No sign of erosion on this thing that seems to probably have been here for a long time. The stairs lead up into an open doorway that it does seem a little dim inside. You really can't tell what's inside, though.
Oh, well, hey, Archie. I'm very glad you decided to come. And I start walking up the steps.
Okay.
Archie doesn't really say anything. He just kind of shrugs and adjusts his coat as he's walking.
Okay. You adjust your coat and follow Six up the stairs. And Six, as you reach the top of the stairs and your eyes sort of adjust to this darker area, you can see inside is lit by sconces along the walls. And all over, even without going through the doorway in front of you, you can see paintings inside along the walls. And Archie, you end up walking up beside Six, and you can see the same thing. It seems to be you're on the outside of some sort of gallery.
What are on the pictures?
Okay, you go inside and you look at pictures. They seem to be like these sort of classical style paintings. They depict a great number of things, but in this section, right at the entrance, seems to be the same person or people in each of these paintings, and it seems to kind of trace a lifetime through all of these. It's a winding gallery here, and you could follow it back, and in the middle, as you trace through these areas, you can see there's a dais in the center. And in this dais, there is a closed book underneath a glass dome. And all around are just these paintings of this one life And if you follow them in what seems to be the order from the entrance towards the back of this building, it seems to trace the life of this man, this elf, as he ages and goes through life experiences. And at the end, he dies. And you can see in the last painting the shadow of death reaching out its hand towards this elf. And that's the last painting in the gallery.
Does the book have anything written on it?
There is nothing written on the cover. What is there is just this big circle. So this book is this large leather-bound tome. It's this black leather, and in the center is just this large silver circle.
You said it's got a glass cover over it?
Yep, it has a glass cover over it.
Do we recognize the elf in the paintings?
You have no idea who it is. The glass cover seems like you could just
I was going to say that.
Yeah.
Archie walks right up to it, and he basically just kind of almost, with disdain, kind of just pushes it off of being around this book.
Yeah.
No care for it at all. Like his impatience is beginning to show through.
Okay. You basically take your hand on it and you feel like it rotates over and sinks back into the dais, and you see the book there. And then you hear a voice, off kind of coming from one of the shadows, up nearby. And the voice says, "I wasn't done with these yet."
I picked the book up.
Like you could flip through, but I wasn't done looking at these yet.
Looking at okay, I look for where the voice is coming from.
You look up in the direction that it's coming from, and on top of one of the decorative columns nearby, you just see a child sitting up there. Seems to be a human child in common clothing. He has clean-cut black hair, and he's just sitting up there kicking his legs like children do when they're sitting on a chair that's too tall for them to touch the ground.
What do you mean you weren't done with it yet?
Well, this is the first elf, and I just thought this was a cool one. And, like I like these. Of all the ones that I've looked through, I like these the best so far. I mean, there's tons, apparently, but these somehow comfort me a bit, I think.
Who are you?
Oh, my name is Neverthere. Who are you?
My name's Six.
I'm just kind of glancing around the room, seeing what I see.
Yeah, again, it's just these paintings depicting apparently the first elf's life. Like if you trace back from some of it, it's got magical events. It's got all these things happening. A lot of the paintings are filled with these amazing colors. A lot of them are large moments in this person's life, but some of them are just dull and dreary and nothing happening. Some he's reading a book in front of a fire and just, doing benign, normal stuff.
I still don't understand what you mean by you're not done with it.
Well, if you open the book up and you select a name, you get to see their paintings.
My name is Six, and this is my friend Archie.
I open the book.
Okay. The child jumps down and lands on the stone floor and says, "It's nice to meet you. I mean, I've been here for a long time, so yeah, you can have a turn. That's okay. I'm sorry for trying to tell you that I can always find the name again. It's fine." You open the book. What do you flip to? You see this just lists of names upon names. There seems to be no order to them. They're not alphabetical or anything. It's just names.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. If they're just names, then I'd...
Are you searching for one in particular?
Well, so I think what Archie probably would do here is he'd probably look for like some of the old people he used to run with.
Okay.
In Port Wayworth, but we haven't really set that tone. So
no, please do. Let's set that tone.
Actually, I think I'm gonna look for Argo's name because he went in an interesting way. So
okay,
it's going to make more sense.
You flip a couple of pages, and there you see the name. Most of the names are in black ink on this paper. Argo's name is written there in silver. And as you see it, you both hear this shifting. It sounds like paper flying across each other. And all these paintings rearrange, the numbers of them, the way that the walls were formatted before with the painting of the elves, or the paintings of the elf. They kind of seem to shift against each other. And now you can see back from the entrance the life of Argo Malcott. It starts off with him being born, his parents' arms, a few events of him as a child, studying things. You can see at a young age he was very astute as he observed animals and was a little too brave on a few experiments and hurt himself. As he got older, you can see him going to Casterhaven, the mage college that's on an island nearby the capital city of Velia. He's getting on a boat. You recognize Port Wayworth to go out to Casterhaven. And then a few paintings later, back in Casterhaven on a boat traveling the world, and eventually making his way with a few people. You recognize the same people in each painting, so he kind of has this group of friends that he's traveling with. And he makes his way off, exploring and studying things, and he gets older. And as he approaches sort of middle age, you can see him and this one person working together in these labs. This one person that's kind of appeared since Casterhaven. And then paintings of him meeting the two guards that were outside and working in the tower right before the end. And unlike the painting of the elf before, the painting at the end of this is this wild mix of paints and colors. It seems to be like you could almost make something out of it. Very impressionist. But like there's these forms and figures that it doesn't look right. It doesn't look like if there was a painter of these things that they were in their right mind at that moment when they were trying to paint this final one.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Is the person who's working with him clearly depicted?
Yeah. The person that's working with him is clearly depicted.
Cool.
Yes.
I wait for Six to make.
Do I see? I mean, I'm guessing
you see
I'm
all
looking
these
at this.
paintings, and the child Navarre will say, "Huh? Well, this is a pretty normal one. That end painting is really. I've never seen that before. I've looked through a lot of names, and I've never seen that one before."
I go up to the pictures of the person he's working with and just look at them.
Okay.
What do I get from that?
You don't recognize the other person in this. The only real standout feature here that I will describe to you is a mustache. But I would like for you to describe everything else.
What did we say I was? Am I elf?
You can be whatever you want to be.
Okay. So it's
do you want the mustache?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The mustache is great. Okay. Let's keep the mustache. So it's a very dorky looking dude with glasses, but he does have a nice like straight up Burt mustache going on. Old Burt Reynolds mustache going on. It looks. I mean, it's not quite what's on his face right now, but he's about 6 foot something, 6'1". Just normal looking dude, very skinny, very pale, and just a overall dork, disheveled hair, like a darkish brown colored disheveled hair going on there. Just kind of like has that absent-minded professor look.
Okay. As you take in this image of this person here, these weird synapses begin firing in your brain unit. It's these sparks.
Oh, he's a human, by the way. He's a human.
Human? Okay. There are these
Yeah, that's
sparks
what I'm
of
going for.
recognition, these things, something in you is trying to tell you something, some emotion, some feeling. You know this person. You know you saw them a lot. You know you saw them maybe every day. You know maybe maybe you knew them, maybe you knew someone that did know them. Maybe you saw them all the time in the mirror. Maybe it's your reflection. Maybe this is you. And all these things are flooding your mind, and then the cacophony of voices that spoke to you before sing out again. And this time, Archie, you can also hear them. And they say, "Seek truth above all else." So you can kind of express what you feel. They don't say anything else.
I've certainly learned a lot about myself today. Can I see that book?
Sure, friend. Archie passes it off to him.
I look for Archibald Theodore Cromwell.
All right, you flip a couple pages, and there in silver is Archibald Theodore Cromwell. And as you look at the name, the walls once again kind of begin to shift to best display these paintings. You hear the fluttering of paper against each other, and all the paintings rearranged to show the life of Archie. You can see his childhood in the slums of Port Wayworth. Some incidents of him running into the law as he got older, finding a group of people that he seemingly became close to, and the incidences that have led him to here. Would you like to describe a couple of paintings?
Yeah, I can if you want me to. So first and foremost, when he flips to Archie's name and Archie recognizes the events of his life, he pays no attention to the paintings, purposely avoiding them. And he'll say to Six, "Feel free to get a good look. I know what happened in my past. I don't need to see it again." So you'll see two defining moments. One is the beginning of what appears to be a very large scale mansion heist between him and his fellow street gang members. You will see that it appears to go swimmingly. And then you'll see in another painting, Archie surrounded by guardsmen. In the following one, you'll see him in jail. In the following one, you'll see all the members of his gang murdered, brutally slaughtered. And then you will see a betrayer who is speaking with the men who had him in cuffs. The painting with the betrayer in it, Archie's going to walk up to it and he's just going to try to lift it.
Okay. As you walk up to a painting, Navarre says, "I wouldn't mess with them. I don't know how the gallery really works, but it just seems to be kind of not the greatest idea. Well, I don't know. Just do it. This might be cool." So you walk up to the painting and you attempt to lift it.
While he's doing that, because Six had a pretty specific reason for doing this. He walks over to later in the life, obviously before we got here, and wants to see if he sees himself in there and what he is depicted as in these pictures.
Oh, you can see the latter points. Once again, you can see the last image, and it is just this messed up form of color and mashed together. It's like, some messed up finger painting ordeal that someone's just haphazardly spread across the paper. But you can see the moment that he met you in a couple paintings from your travels and where you fought the Gricks. But
it's Six. It's not.
It is Six.
His old form.
It is.
Okay.
It is not his old form.
I was curious about that, but also curious about Archie's life. So while Archie's doing that, you just hears. I guess Six is kind of reflecting on all this, and I guess this truly is me now.
Basically, and the other thing is for our readers, it seems like the paintings with the paintings in the slums they're very dark and kind of tragic, And then there's one particular member of the gang that is in every single painting. Like when the gang is present, this person is much more detailed than other members of the gang, showing some kind of importance, like a very good, strong friendship. That person's details are also the most explicit in the paintings of the deaths of those gang members.
Okay.
So there's clearly some kind of relationship to this person there. And the image of the person who is interacting with the guardsmen or the people who, quote unquote, caused Archie to get caught, caused this all to happen, seems like almost devilish. Like you can tell that Archie, you can tell from the painting that there's the highest amount of loathing for this person.
Okay.
There is no potential for recompense. It is that level, like you can feel it from the painting.
Yeah, there's this aura around this person. It's not this sort of tangible way of painting it, but like it is this sort of, the way that it's done. Whoever the artist is has made some sort of emphasis on there that just makes it. This man is the focus of this, and it is not kind, the brush strokes that are made to paint him.
Yeah.
So now that I've looked at that one painting to see what I wanted to see, I come back and start looking at the rest of it. And as Archie's walking up to that painting, I'll ask Archie, so, who is that?
Is this the bad painting? The one where it's clearly like...
The one you were going to take off the wall and stuff.
Okay, so Archie kind of walks by you. He's not in a rude way, like he's not trying to brush you off or anything. He's just focused. And we all know that Archie can be quick to act, but generally he's a pretty calm person as far as that goes. But you definitely know he is not calm looking at this painting. Like it's almost like his entire body is shaking with just pure. You've seen him rage. This pales in comparison to, or his rage in battle pales in comparison to his rage currently.
Just describe this painting for me.
So it's, I guess we'll say, so it's like an Archie in cuffs on his, kind of like on his knees in front of like a panel of what appear to be guardsmen. And then the person is also in this area where the guardsmen are, and he's kind of pointing at Archie, and it's like just a devilish grin on his face, like just utter betrayal. Like it just betrays nothing but betrayal. And in the picture, Archie's portrait is very dejected. So it's like you tell it's like the lowest point in his life, basically.
And are you like in a jailhouse, like a courtroom, like just
like a courtroom?
Okay.
And it's immediately succeeding the picture of all the other gang members who appear to be dead in some way, shape, or form.
Okay.
No, I was going to say, so Six asks that question. Archie takes the picture off the wall and he kind of stares at it.
You go to reach and you put your hands on either side of the pretty plain wooden picture frame, and you try to pull it off the wall. It does offer some resistance. Do you still just try and yoink it off?
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of,
Okay. As you pull, you put some effort into it, and you hear Navarre from behind say, "Never taken a painting off. It's just a painting, right?" And as soon as he says that, you hear, and it's the backing of this painting tearing off the wall from whatever hook it was on. But then the tear kind of continues. It's like this loud tear that emanates outward from the painting, and you can see this crack begin to form behind where it was on the wall. And the paints in this particular scene start to sort of glow, and the tear of this becomes deafening, and then light pours from the crack and color spills from the painting as the paints turn into water and liquid, and this multicolored paint goop flies towards you and engulfs all of you here as it fills the room. And then you no longer hear this crack. And now this, as the color dissipates, the two of you find yourselves in the gallery of a courtroom. Archie, you immediately recognize the surroundings. You know the room, you know the people in it, you know the judge that is standing at the head of this trial. And the thing that strikes you the most is you know the person who is currently standing trial. And you know the judgment that's about to be passed upon them. Because the person standing there is you, and you are about to be convicted of murder.